didactic story, in prose or verse, that illustrates one or more instructive lessons or principles. It differs from a fable in that fables employ animals, plants, inanimate objects, or forces of nature as characters, whereas parables have human characters. A parable is a type of metaphorical analogy. Some scholars of the canonical Gospels and the New Testament apply the term parable only to the parables of Jesus, although that is not a common restriction of the term. Parables such as the parable of the prodigal son are important to Jesus's teaching method. A parable is a short tale that illustrates a universal truth. It is a simple narrative. It sketches a setting, describes an action, and shows the results. It may sometimes be distinguished from similar narrative types, such as the allegory and the apologue. A parable often involves a character who faces a moral dilemma or one who makes a bad decision and then suffers the unintended consequences. Although the meaning of a parable is often not explicitly stated, it is not intended to be hidden or secret but to be quite straightforward and obvious. The defining characteristic of the parable is the presence of a subtext suggesting how a person should behave or what he should believe. Aside from providing guidance and suggestions for proper conduct in one's life, parables frequently use metaphorical language which allows people to more easily discuss difficult or complex ideas. Parables express an abstract argument by means of using a concrete narrative which is easily understood. The allegory is a more general narrative type. It also employs metaphor. Like the parable, the allegory makes a single, unambiguous point. An allegory may have multiple non-contradictory interpretations and may also have implications that are ambiguous or hard to interpret. As H. W. Fowler put it, the object of both parable and allegory is to enlighten the hearer by submitting to him a case in which he has apparently no direct concern, and upon which therefore a disinterested judgment may be elicited from him. The parable is more condensed than the allegory. It rests upon a single principle and a single moral, and it is intended that the reader or listener shall conclude that the moral applies equally well to his own concerns. Medieval interpreters of the Bible often treated Jesus' parables as allegories, with symbolic correspondences found for every element in his parables. But modern scholars, beginning with Adolf Julischer, regard their interpretations as incorrect. Julischer viewed some of Jesus' parables as similitudes, extended similes or metaphors with three parts: a picture part Bildhaft, a reality part Sachhaft, and a tertium comparationis. Julischer held that Jesus' parables are intended to make a single important point, and most recent scholarship agrees.